Welcome back to another video, guys. I hope you all having a fantastic day. Today we're gonna make another C8 video, because why not, right? It looks so gorgeous, man. Just look at it. So we're gonna talk about 4 things that non-car, non-Corvette people wouldn't know that exist in a C8 Corvette. So if you've been watching my channel or my videos, you know that I've had this car for about 1.5 years, close to 2 years now. And of course, with that, there's going to be a lot of interactions with people because this is a bright red car. So people are just curious sometimes. They come up and talk to me, and maybe it's like a stop sign, right? You can't miss this thing. So a lot of interactions have been made in the last 1.5 years, and I'm just wanted to share what I found to be surprising that most people didn't know that exists in a C8. So with that said, let's get started. So the first thing that I would say is the hardtop convertible. So when you look at the car, right, it doesn't have a soft clock that typically stands for a convertible, so people get confused, right? So they don't know until you do this thing. And they're very surprised typically when they see it. 99% of the times I use my key fob to operate the open top. And when they see a regular coupe looking car change to a convertible in 16 seconds, it's surprising. And I can understand why, right? So that's the first thing that surprised me when I talk to people, right, when they don't notice that this is actually a convertible. So the second thing that I would say that non-car people get really surprised when they see my car is how much of a cockpit resemblance the interior is. So let me show y'all what I mean by that, right? Now this is the passenger side. And if you look inside, it's totally separated from the driver. It's still nice, don't get me wrong. It's totally separated. Now look at this side. Look at this side. Look at that side. Everything is driver oriented. And let me show y'all from the driver perspective. Okay, now look at this side. There's a whole separation between you and the passenger side, and typically you don't see these type of things in a regular car, right? The passenger sits next to you, you have a nice conversation, almost feel like you're next to each other, but in here, you don't get that feel. This is like a separate compartment, and that's a separate unit because of how they designed it. Almost resembles like a cockpit type of environment. So the next thing I would say on the list is the exhaust noise and how you can control that, right? So right now I am in sports mode, as y'all can tell with this track symbol. And hear my exhaust for a second. I'm going to give it a gas rate. That's on sports mode. Now look at this change to a quiet EV type of car in just a twist of a knob. tour mode and tour symbol right there. And the exhaust noise have tremendously gone down, like maybe like 10%. And you can hear the exhaust, but it's super low. And when I show this to people, right, family, friends, whatever, right, they're very surprised, because in a switch you can control how much noise your car makes. That's amazing, right? So typically you don't see that in regular cars, so people get surprised. And the last thing on the list today that I'm gonna say is the fact that the engine is not in the front and in the back. And people really get surprised, non-car people especially, because they don't see that type of stuff happen often. And when you go to a grocery store or something, right, and you come to the car and then load your groceries in the front, when the front trunk is open, I was like, I always get the looks like, what's happening here? And then you put the groceries inside, and like, that throws people off, right? So you see a front trunk in here, and then when you start the car, you can hear the exhaust rumble and the engine being in the back. And there's a trunk in the back as well. With auto close. So people really get surprised sometimes with this engine or concept of engine being in the back versus the front. So that's all I have for you today, guys. I thought it'd be a fun little video to consolidate all my people interactions that happened over the last almost 2 years and highlight some of the features that surprised me into a short little video. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, guys. I'm doing this all for you guys. I'm sweating like a pig, but make sure you hit the like button and sub to my channel if you haven't. With that said, I'm out, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.